Tuesday morning. 6:47 a.m. Greg Thompson, 52 years old, sits at the kitchen table before anyone else wakes up. Coffee in one hand, pay stub in the other, $5,000, same as last month, same as the month before. Greg smiles, because Greg believes he's fine. He is not fine. That $5,000 is about to get eaten alive, and by the time this video ends, you're going to see exactly where it goes, who takes it, and why the system was built to make sure Greg never figures it out. Ever looked at your paycheck and felt like the money was already gone before you touched it? Drop "awake" in the comments. You'll know why by the end. Let's start with Greg's $5,000, because $5,000 sounds solid. It sounds like progress. It sounds like someone who has their act together. Here's what $5,000 actually looks like after the system is done with it. Federal income tax takes $612. FICA, that's Social Security and Medicare, pulls another $382. State income tax, if Greg's in Texas, is $0. Lucky him. But if he's in Illinois or California, add another $200 to $300 on top, so after taxes, Greg is already down to roughly $4,000. He hasn't paid for a single thing yet. Now the rent. Greg lives in a modest two-bedroom outside Houston, $1,650 a month. That's considered affordable in 2025. His car payment is $487. Insurance, health, car, home runs $520. Utilities, $190. Groceries for his family, $680. His kids' college loan contribution, $200. Phone and internet, $180. Added up, Greg has $93 left. $93? That's what a $5,000 salary becomes after the system extracts its share. That's not a budget. That's a hostage situation. And the worst part? Greg thinks he's saving for retirement. He has a 401k. He contributes 4% automatically every month. He's never once looked at the fee structure. That's where the real bleeding starts. And we'll get there in a minute. But first, I need to show you something that Greg doesn't know. Something that the bank, his HR department, and every financial talking head on television have zero interest in telling him. The $5,000 trap isn't about the amount, it's about the architecture. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics confirmed that real wages, adjusted for inflation, have been essentially flat for the average American worker since 2019. Flat. While the cost of housing is up 38%, car insurance is up 52%, groceries up 25%. Greg's $5,000 in 2025 buys what $3,800 bought in 2019. He didn't get a pay cut. He got something worse. He got a slow bleed. The kind you don't feel until you're already pale. This is what the wolf calls the purchasing power drain. It's not dramatic, it doesn't make the news, it just quietly destroys your retirement timeline while you're busy checking your 401k balance and feeling okay about a number that means less every single year. Now, about that 401k. Greg has $47,000 in his 401k. He's proud of that. He should be. Most Americans his age have less than $30,000, but here's what Greg doesn't see. His plan has an expense ratio of 1.1%. That sounds like nothing. It's not nothing. According to Vanguard's own research, a 1% fee difference over a 20-year investment horizon can reduce your final balance by over 17%. On a $47,000 account growing at 7% annually, that 1.1% fee quietly steals more than $40,000 from Greg over 15 years. $40,000. Gone. Is not to the market crashing, not to bad luck, to fees Greg never saw, buried in a document he never read, set up by a company that profits from his silence. That's not an accident. That's the design. The wolf calls this the hamster wheel mechanism. You run harder, you contribute more, and the wheel charges you for the privilege of running. Here's where Greg's story gets darker. At his current trajectory, $93 free per month, a fee-loaded 401k, and real wages going nowhere, Greg will need to work until he's 71 to retire with any dignity. That's according to his own Social Security projected statement at ssa.gov, which he's never checked. 71 years old. That's 19 more years on the hamster wheel, 19 more years of that knot in his stomach every time something breaks. His water heater, his transmission, his teeth. One unexpected $4,000 expense. And Greg's not recovering. He goes to the credit card. The credit card charges 24% APR, and now Greg is paying for last year's emergency with next year's retirement. This is the wealth destruction loop. It doesn't need a market crash. It runs perfectly well on ordinary life. Now I'm going to show you what the wolf does differently. And it starts with a mindset shift that sounds simple, but most people will never make. The sheep guards a number. The wolf builds a flow. Greg stares at his 401k balance. He feels good when it goes up. He panics when it goes down. He has no idea how much monthly income that balance will actually generate when he retires. The wolf doesn't think about balance. The wolf thinks about cash flow. How much does this asset pay me every month while I sleep? That reframe changes every decision. Here are the 3 steps the wolf takes. Starting today, starting with what Greg already has. Step 1. Stop the bleeding. Greg logs into his 401k. Right now, today, he looks up the expense ratio on every fund he owns. If any fund charges more than 0.20%, he switches to the equivalent index fund. Vanguard, Fidelity, and Schwab all offer total market index funds at 0.03% to 0.04%. That single switch, touching nothing else, can add $40,000 to $80,000 to his retirement outcome. No extra contribution, no sacrifice, just stopping the leak. Step 2. Trade paper for tools. Greg has $93 left per month. That's not nothing. That's $1,116 per year. The wolf doesn't put that in a savings account earning 0.5% while inflation runs at 3.4%. That's not safety. That's a slow motion loss. Instead, $93 goes into a low-cost dividend ETF or a high-yield money market account, something that generates income. The goal isn't to get rich on $93. The goal is to rewire the habit, to start building the reflex of making money work instead of watching it sit. Because the Federal Reserve's own data shows that households with even one income-generating asset outside their primary job report significantly higher financial resilience and lower debt accumulation over a 10-year period. One asset. That's the first brick of the den. Step 3. Build the den, the 1% shift. Every 90 days, Greg increases his cash flow allocation by 1% of his take-home pay. Not his gross, his take-home. Month 1, $40 redirected from a streaming service and a gym membership he uses once a month. Like month 4, another $40 from renegotiating his car insurance, which, according to the Insurance Information Institute, most Americans overpay by an average of $400 per year simply by not shopping around at renewal. It's not about deprivation, it's about building territory. The wolf's den isn't a savings account. It's a system of assets that pays for your life whether you work or not. That's retirement, not a number in a 401k. A monthly income that doesn't require your body to show up. Greg Thompson can retire, not at 71, possibly at 62, but not the way he's currently operating. The trap isn't the $5,000 salary. Thousands of people have retired on less. The trap is believing that following the standard path, contribute to the 401k, keep expenses reasonable, wait for Social Security, is enough. It was never designed to be enough. It was designed to keep you working. The wolf doesn't follow the standard path. The wolf reads the map, spots the ambush, and takes a different route. You now have the map. If this hit differently, and if you ran your own numbers while watching this and felt something shift, drop awake in the comments below. Not because it's a gimmick, because the people who type it are the ones who actually do something with what they learn today. And those are the people the wolf is talking to. Subscribe if you want the next move, because the next video breaks down exactly how to build your first income-generating asset on a budget most people would laugh at. The sheep laughs. The wolf builds. See you there.